And good morning. You're flying the very unfriendly skies of Tironan, and today we're flying the P.1056. Westland was the company.
You are approaching the front line. Off we go.
So I think we're just going to go ahead and hit the rocket base. We need to get that quickly. I'll make a pass at it and climb to high altitude and try to be a heavy fighter. Oh, like expending most of my ordnance on something that somebody else had already figured out. Already targeted. Well, let's do this, and we're going to get the heck out of Dodge. Quickly, stage right. Now, I have no ordnance, and I'm low, and this is a very immaneuverable fighter, and I don't think it's going to get to make any difference. I'm going to get involved in this whether I want to or not. Okay, that being said, I certainly made an impression on the young man, if nothing else. Let's get this thing turned around. Out of boost. At least it was used in a good cause and trying to get up to the right level. Keep pressing on this thing to get more speed, and I need to spend more time in the vehicle to get the engine upgrades, which I don't have. And I'm hesitant to give opinions on the vehicle right now, to be honest with you, for the simple reason that those of you who have followed my videos know that I wasn't very impressed with the P-51H, which is a great aircraft, but it's not a great aircraft until you get all of the goodies. And such is the case here. Or I suspect will be the case. I suspect that when you get all the upgrades, this will be a much more competitive aircraft. It performs better at high altitude than it does at low altitude. It has a real ability to fight at high altitudes already, but what it lacks is speed, and that's something that may be very well addressed in the further modules. So while it's easy to say that right now I'm not particularly fond of the aircraft, and I'm not, had to put a finishing touch on there on a opposing aircraft there. I don't know what the final results are going to be. I did not like the XF5U, which is my favorite aircraft, until I got the guns on it. And had I understood what the guns of the aircraft would make to the aircraft, I probably wouldn't have been nearly as interested in pursuing engine upgrades with the XF5U. So I don't what I'm trying to say here in a roundabout way is this is a could be a great aircraft. Right now, I'm not very fond of it. And I need to get out of Dodge here and get my speed back up. And to do that, I'm going to need a little bit of this KI-84 is enjoying the fact that I can't seem to get up any speed at all. I'm getting out of his range, and another aircraft just chased him off my tail, thank goodness. That's going to be an ongoing issue with this until I get more upgrades on this. Now the aircraft has more than adequate firepower. Yeah. But it doesn't have enough speed as it sits at the moment.
Be advised, a line of thunderstorms is approaching. We'll soon be unable to provide support. Do you copy? Over.
Alright, we're going to head back over to the rocket base and add what we can to this and get up to some speed here, or altitude. Get a little boost for additional altitude. And here's a heavy fighter, the Elvis.
That's it. There's no way to break through you now. You're on your own.
Okay, I've done what I can there. Obviously this is not a great
Keep it up. Victory is almost ours.
maneuvering aircraft.
Air supremacy achieved.
What's wrong with this picture? Slow and not a great maneuvering aircraft. Let's see if we can get up here and do some damage to this RB-17. It's been flying around far too long.
I'm proud of you, pilot. Head back home.
Sometimes I surprise myself. As this is one of them. Okay, we got some junk. And I can now get the 40mm cannon. Well, you have to upgrade everything anyway, so I guess we'll get the 40mm cannon next. Though I suspect that this would be better spent on one of the engine upgrades. And team score. Shellback, CV61, did a great job on his team. Personal score, I wanted to take a look at just a minute. That was a single pass. Did 13,000 points of damage. Destroyed the ground target. And, wow. Talk about an alpha strike. The thing carries the weight of weapons that you would associate with an IL-40. It just doesn't regen the weapons quick enough. And that is what makes it a bit frustrating. have to wait a very long time to get your ordnance back, and I've never gotten it back more than 3 times before the game is ended, maybe 4. So that's one of the limitations on the aircraft. They don't want it to be too powerful. But as a ground attack aircraft, it's pretty darn good. Okay. Let's see here. You're doing 708, and if I go to get this, take a look at this before we jump blindly. Yeah, that's still a major upgrade in firepower. So it's something we're going to have to get anyway. I have severe doubts whether that's what really needs to be spent on, but there we go. All right. I would have preferred to spend it on the engine, but we have to get the engine anyway. So we'll work on the engine next and try to get some additional speed out of it. Right now, 339 is its cruise speed, which is not bad. But one of the things I miss about this is when you click on it, you don't get the effect of the upgrade like you used to. So you have to go back to the website and pick it out and see what it will jump up to. As soon as I get that upgrade, I'll let you know. Within 2,200 feet or so, you're going to be doing 1,000 damage per second now, and 520 at, I'll say 2,700 feet before you start kicking in long guns. So that should help it a little bit. It'll certainly kill aircraft faster with it. And the altitude performance is 65-62, and average turn time is right at 15 seconds. So we got a number of things to look at when it comes to upgrading the aircraft. It can perform with a lot of the heavy fighters. A lot of them are coming in 14 something, and the XF5U and a few other things it competes with come in the 13s. So it's in the territory where it's not hopelessly outclassed in that role. Again, this is going to be very vulnerable to the single engine fighters, the high performance fighters, the P-51Hs that are out here, the I-250s, the so forth and so on, the TA-152 are all going to be able to get on this thing's tail very quickly and eat it alive. That's true of all fighters, so it's just something you're going to have to deal with and be aware of. Try to keep friendly fighters around you, and I can't recommend enough that you upgrade, you division up with a friend and upgrade your speed as soon as you get a chance. So we'll be working on that today, but that's going to wrap this one up. I want to thank you for spending some time with the Unfriendly Skies with Tironan, and I want to ask you to like the video and to subscribe. Need all the subscribers I can get. Appreciate you so much. You guys are great, and we'll see you tomorrow.